Let's get salty!
Everyone, Zeddy here again today with a brand new video, and today is the day. It is expansion day. Across the Timeways will launch. I'll be streaming it over at twitch.tv/Zeddy. Should launch around 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. I think that's 7 p.m. CT. I never know. The time will be there. But yes, everything will go live, and I thought, as always, we would give you guys a deck from every class to try out today. Again, don't craft anything today. Open what you can. Try and make some of these decks if you can, to play it out. And then, of course, in a couple of days, we'll have deck recommendations and go from there. We also have our giveaway winners, where we have 4 rewards tracks. I bumped it up to 4. We didn't quite hit an X1K, but it's close enough. So those winners have been chosen. If I don't hear from them, I'll pick other winners. And again, thank you all so much for your insane support. We'll have another giveaway, likely with the next mini set, but you never know. And of course, you'll want to stay tuned for all the news and events and gameplay in Hearthstone. Also, all these deck lists are taken from Vicious Syndicate. They have like 40 or 45 decks to try out. I will link their main article. If none of these decks really hit the spot for you, open up different cards. Maybe they have something for you to work with, but I thought I'd pick out my favorites of the bunch. So starting off, with me at Death Knight, I had to go with a Bwomsamdi DK, which honestly looks very similar to what I played in the early access brawl with like Elise. And basically you could run Heron in this version. That's a lot better to like cheat out like Awakener of Souls and stuff like that. Or get your, of course, Bwomsamdi out, which is a pretty good insane card, especially when you give it a boon with Talanji or What the Fell Zendalar. It's an insane amount of board presence and can just out control a lot of aggression. And of course, after all these death rattles have died, play your Inbringer Umbra for some insane value. Again, no idea if any of these decks will be any good, or it's just gonna be Quest Warlock and Fire Rock Rogue. No idea, but we'll find out in the next day or two. Next we have Spell Demon Hunter with Broxigar, the new fabled legendary, the 2-mana 12/12. It is a minion, but it doesn't even go into your deck. He just disappears. So the rest of the deck is just spells. You've got the Eternal Hold, which can generate a demon from any class, can be pretty crazy. And your next minion, period, doesn't matter if it's a demon or not, you could play for 0, and then you have Solitude, which could cheat a ton of mana on your generated minions. This deck looks like it could deal some damage and just cheat a ton of mana. Felt pretty fun in theory crafting. No idea if it'll be a good ladder card, but overall, definitely the deck I will want to try out the most. And by the way, I'm going to be trying out all these decks on my stream today if you want to see them in action. Next, we have Krona Druid, the big mana cheat scam card, where we're running Tertullian Traveler, so we only cheat out Krona. Basically, we tuned that out. We're not even running Ziliax, so you have a good shot at getting that. We're even running cards like Low, because if you hit that for 1 mana, all of a sudden you can play Ceaseless for 0, or all the other cards for 5, which can be really darn insane. No idea if this will be the version that will see play. To me, it seems a bit greedy, a little bit out there, but overall, you got Elise, you got some cool stuff, and yeah, me and Druid, I will probably give it a go. I'm not much of a smorker, but if you are, we have Niri Face Hunter, which caps out at 5 mana. And yes, we have King Maluk, which 100% has to be bait. But if you're like me and you open it, I actually got the signature, maybe you'll want to try it. But you got Sylvanas, the Fabled card, which can push a bunch of damage. You got Niri, which works really well with all the 1 mana cards. And yeah, you want to go face, you want to dump your hand. And if you got that infinite banana, maybe I play Brawl Bear Mantle and get a bunch of Huffers if you're really, really talented. Next, we have Sindragosa, Arcane OTK Mage with the new Sindragosa card that gives you Malagos, gives you that Azure Oathstone, which can resummon all your dragons, and you just barrage them with a bunch of arcade spells, including Arcade Barrage, which is a really good new spell, whether you're controlling the board or dealing a bunch of damage. And you can play Watercolor Artist, get buy 1, get 1 freeze, copy up one of your dragons for cheap, and do some good stuff. I'm definitely curious on this one to see if it can work out, because Malagos, the OG one, is my favorite card of all time. So I'm going to want to try and make this work. Or a Paladin will be using the new fabled card, Gelbin of Tomorrow. You play that, you get a ton of auras, including the Crafter's Aura, the Mechatorx Aura, the Chronological Aura, Crusader aura, Gnomish aura, life-saving aura. We got so many auras, and if they stick, you could play like Cardboard Golem for like the first time ever. Is it going to be meta, making your auras last even longer? It could just be a ton of value. Got Ursol to recast some stuff if you want. Overall, it looks like a pretty greedy Paladin deck, but hey, maybe it'll work out, especially with that metal detector, maybe getting you to that Gelbin a little bit quicker than normal. Medivh is a pretty cool card in Priest, one that I'm excited for. This list looks unplayable, but I'll try it on day one. 0/1 drops, pure green. We are all in on Twilight Medium and hitting something big like Medivh, like Ziliax, like Fireack, like Aviana. I don't know. I don't think this is the way to go with Priest, but this was the Medivh list I saw on Vicious Syndicate. So we'll see how Medivh develops. Maybe this is just the secret sauce, but I feel like you're going to pass and die a lot with this. So we'll see, but I'll probably give it a try. We have Hide and Seek, like the fabled card Garona, where pretty much all of his decks on Vicious Syndicate are like Sandbox Scoundrel, Insidious Dios, because yes, that's going to be broken, and I anticipate Scoundrel's days might be numbered, but you could do that whole thing. Plus you have Garona, where if you get King Lane, you have their health. So burn in the mix to try and finish off your opponent. Some other new cards in here, like Deja Vu, and actually I think, and Fast Forward, true, Fast Forward, which you can bank for Mana Chi, which could be quite nice. So yeah, this could be a playable deck, maybe not. And we even like extend the life of our Kingslayers in this deck with these swarthy Sword Shiners. So we'll see how that one plays out. But yes, Rogue's gonna be very good, and you can assure I will most likely be complaining about it. We have Nature Shaman, where we shock our opponents into place with all the new nature cards, the standouts being Blux Revenant and Stormrook, generating either a ton of stats or 5 drops. Can be really good with your 0 mana static shocks that you either run or generate. And of course, one of the best cards, at least in my opinion, of the entire expansion, Muradin High King, giving you that inevitability with that weapon that just never goes away, keeps getting reshuffled and keeps getting larger and larger. You know, I'm going to be putting my opponents into place with some shocking nature. Is that meta enough for me as a Twitch streamer? I think I did enough references. Of course, Rafaam, we're gonna recommend a Rafaam Warlock. It runs Rafaam, it runs removal. Try and stay alive. Try and play every single Rafaam so we can play that 10 mana version and win the game. Of course, you know, you can outlast other decks too, since you do have 40 cards. As Rafaam makes you have to have 40. You don't get 40 health, but you get 40 cards. And overall, yeah, we're definitely playing this. We'll definitely have gameplay video if I can manage to get, you know, a win or two with it. That would be great. Hopefully that will happen. And lastly, we have the Infinite Quest Warrior. Why is it infinite? Because we got Murazond as a win condition, and since Ysera puts us to 15 mana or new heights even higher, we can play Time Warp as one of our rewards, slam down Murazond, and get infinite damage. And we got like Chrono Lord Epoch for some more removal, plus the new cards like Unleash the Crocalus, Precursory Strike are really solid. Should see some serious play in Warrior throughout the set, and definitely a deck, again, I'm pretty excited to try out. So there you go, a deck for every class to try out. If you want to come hang out, we'll be streaming over twitch.tv/Zeddy. Again, shout out to Vicious Syndicate who made these decks. Check out their article if you want to find some more stuff to try out. And in a couple of days, we'll let the data come in and start recommending the real good decks. So again, please do not craft anything right out the gate. Wait a little bit, wait to see how things go on. But if you happen to open these cards, give them a try. Anyways, we'll see you guys later. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day and stay salty, my friends.